Hey, this is Jamal Abbott. Thanks for tuning in today, and I really appreciate your time and attention. Just want to share some thoughts with you about permission. Just know that you don't need permission. You don't need permission from me. You don't need permission from anybody else. But what you need to do is give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to go. Give yourself permission to try new things. Give yourself permission to go after the things that you've been dreaming about, the goals that you have. Don't let anybody talk you out of what's in your heart. You need to give yourself permission to go ahead and go. Now, I've been thinking about this as I've been doing a lot more speaking and Toastmasters, and then doing a lot more expressing myself about some things from my childhood. And one of the things that I realized is that I wanted to please my parents. Did not want to get in trouble with my mama. Wanted to make sure that my dad was proud of me. And one of the ways I did that was just to be a good kid. So listen, pay attention, follow the rules, and making sure that my behavior lined up with their expectations. And I carried that. Pretty good kid for the most part. I I was a pretty good kid for the most part. So I carried that all along going into school, decent grades in school, that never got in trouble, and then that went with me when I went into the military. And then, especially being in the military, you have to follow instructions, you have to follow orders. And in the beginning part of my military career, especially being in basic training, you don't have a whole lot of permission to do things. I mean, you had to fall in the line, you had to march, you had to do certain things in certain order. And then one of the things was, hey, can I have permission to adjust? And that meant just, hey, can I fix myself? Can I move around while I'm in formation? And then we had to get permission for that. So there's a lot of things that I had to get permission for in life. And that carried with me outside of the military once I got to my corporate career. And I realized in the corporate world and then just in the world in general, if you're waiting for permission from somebody, you may never get it. Some people may have other things in mind with your career, with how you're handling your personal affairs, and that may not line up with the ideas that they have for you. And that's kind of dangerous because you don't want to outsource permission just to any old body. So I want to challenge you today. Are you giving yourself permission to go after your dreams? Are you giving yourself permission to do the things that you want to do? And I have another story for you. So speaking of permission, I decided, this is about in 2000, late 2008, early 2009, I decided that I wanted to change the technical career track that I was on. So I was focused on one specific type of vendor technology, and just looking at some of the news and how this vendor was handling their affairs, I decided that it was best for me to switch over to a different technology, a different vendor, and then learn that skill set. And from my vantage point, I realized that this particular vendor had a pretty decent share of the market. So I wanted in on the action. I didn't ask for permission. I didn't go to my boss. I didn't go to my supervisor and say, hey, I want to learn this new technology. I want to learn this new skill set so I can get the certification. I had to do this on my own. And so what I did is I got the books. I went ahead and paid for the training. I did all those things. And then in due time, opportunities opened up just because I took that initiative and I gave myself permission to go. So I want to challenge you. What are you holding back? What are you waiting for permission on? So today's a call to action. You have permission. And you don't necessarily need this from me, but I'm just giving you the knowledge and then the insight to listen to yourself, give yourself permission to go, and then go after it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain at this point. And then if you don't give yourself permission, and if you're going to be waiting for somebody else to do that for you, you could be waiting for a long time, maybe even a lifetime. So that's all I have for today. I hope this helps. Until next time, have a great and amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon.